Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card reading is going to be messages and predictions for your month of May 2026. We will start off by looking at the main themes and the main energies of your month ahead, significant events and changes coming up for you, and then we will dive into specific areas of your life. So we're going to be taking a look at your love life and relationships, your career and studies, your spiritual and personal growth, and your community and collective during the month of May. There are 3 groups to choose from today, and we have different crystals to help you pick, and also these tarot card prints. My friend made these, by the way. Aren't they beautiful? This is from his upcoming tarot deck. So I will have it linked down below. But yeah, I'll show you the crystal and card pairing up close one by one, and please pick whichever one you feel drawn to the most. For my group number 1s, we have this Obsidian heart and we have the Sun card. For my group number 2s, we have these Smoky Quartz points and the Fool card. And for my group number 3s, we have this Merlinite palm stone and the Lover's card. Okay, so as always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Obsidian heart and the Sun card print, this is going to be your reading. I did want to mention that before I started filming your group, I found an eyelash on the table, and you know there's that thing like if you have an eyelash on your finger and you make a wish on it and blow it and it flies away, it means your wish is gonna come true. So I just blew on it to see if it would fly away, and it did. So I think that's a sign for my group 1s that if you do have a wish, especially something that you're wishing for in the month of May, it is going to come true. Please feel free to claim that as confirmation. Anyway, let's get into your cards. So we're gonna look at these 2 as something to keep in mind, some advice for you in your month ahead. And then these cards are gonna represent the main themes and the main energies. So our first card is humor. This card talks about not taking things too seriously, not making light of the situation, but I guess finding the humor in a situation. It says, whether you're worrying or not, the same time is going to pass anyway. So try not to worry, try not to take things too seriously. And then we also have, I listen and tune into my true emotions. These 2 cards together are making me think that my group number 1s, you may be taking on worries, stresses, and just overall negative emotions that are not actually yours, and that you may just be entertaining out of habit or out of conditioning, or maybe you're like absorbing them from someone else or from people you're around. I definitely wouldn't give you advice to just ignore your own worries and laugh them off. However, maybe something to keep in mind in the month of May is when you do find yourself worrying or kind of spiraling in negative thoughts, to just kind of pause and ask yourself, are these even mine? Are these emotions even mine? Is this even my problem to worry about? You may be worrying about things that are like not your problem, not your job to fix. Something I've even noticed, if I use myself as an example, the past few years I've really worked on raising my baseline emotional state, because I used to just operate from a baseline of anxiety all the time. But to this day, I find that sometimes I catch myself worrying about something and I'm like, wait a minute, I don't even care about this. And it's almost like the worrying is just out of habit. It's just like my brain firing in a certain way out of habit. And I have to catch myself and be like, wait, I don't even care about this. I'm not even worried about this. So I think this could be a month to release some worries that have overstayed their welcome, that are not yours to carry, like that are just coming up as a result of long time conditioning. And it's very fitting that my group ones, you chose the Sun card, because this is a very cheerful card. It can talk about having your spirits lifted, being in a good mood, being in a lighthearted and playful energy. I think this is your permission to kind of live in that emotional space this month. I kind of want to roll some dice too. What else should my group ones keep in mind during the month of May? We have the Sun, we have the sign of Virgo, and we have the 6th house. Okay. I'm hearing two things. One is being able to enjoy the present moment, even when things are not perfect. That is one of your tasks for this month. And also, I heard, what good is a routine if you're not enjoying it? Are you perhaps making routines or setting goals or building habits that feel like punishing yourself, that feel like beating yourself up? If they're not good for your well-being, which includes your mental and emotional well-being, what is the point of these habits and these routines? What are you trying to prove? I also heard, like, who are you trying to impress? Things to think about. In what ways may I be perpetuating a heavy energy or a strict energy or a lack of whimsy in my life when it's completely unnecessary, when I can let loose and enjoy the moment? This is an ongoing work, you know. It would be oversimplified for me to show up to this reading and be like, just stop worrying. Have you tried just not worrying about it? Like, just relax. But I feel like this is ongoing work that my group ones are doing. And definitely something to keep in mind this month. Getting rid of unnecessary worries. Okay, so let's look. Oh, I just saw 555 as well. Big changes. Big changes are possible in the month of May. Okay, so let's look at your cards for the main themes and the main energies. Wow, we have crystal waterfalls. Clear your mind and cleanse your soul. Healing, cleansing, recharging. I feel like there is potential for great improvements in your mental and emotional health in the month of May. There could be a decluttering, a detoxing, a purge of your mental space, I want to say. Things that are weighing on your mind. There could also be some physical decluttering and physical purging that is helping your mental and emotional healing. We have Aries, the fire starter. We do have a lot in Aries right now. And we have full moon. Okay, there are 2 full moons showing up in your cards. I am not sure off the top of my head, and I should have checked this before I started filming, but let's see. Full moon, May 2026. May 2026 features 2 full moons. The flower moon on May 1st and a blue moon on May 31st. The one on May 1st is going to be in Scorpio, I believe. And the May 31st one in the sign of Sagittarius. Makes sense because the sun's going to be in Gemini. I don't know why I looked that up. Anyway. So, yeah, the full moons, and that's cool. It's like on the very first day of the month and the very last day of the month. And full moons are a good time for releasing or for things that need adjustment being brought to light. The full moon in April was intense for me personally. Things that are impeding you from moving forward in the way that you need to. And things that are putting a damper on your confidence are going to be brought to light. External factors. Okay, so if you've been struggling to take initiative, especially from a lack of confidence, like, I know I want to do this thing, I know I want to start this venture, I know I want to move forward, I know I want to put myself out there, but I can't find the confidence to do it. It's a little bit more than just an inability to hype yourself up internally. There seems to be things in your external circumstances that are putting a damper on your confidence or in your self-belief, or that are making it hard to start, making it hard to come out of your shell. And it could be kind of in a subconscious or subliminal way. It could be like the content you consume. That's just one example. The way you hear people around you talk, a certain habit that you perpetuate, the physical environment that you're in. It's not just an inner world thing. There are things in your surroundings that may contribute to lack of confidence or lack of motivation. And those things will become more visible this month so you can release them, or so you can know what it is that you need to release. The fact that we had like two full moons appearing in your reading. There's 2 full moons in May. There's one at the very start, one at the very end. And we also had 555. Too much going on. 555, which is like a sign of big changes. I feel like all of this is saying where you're at mentally and emotionally at the start of May versus at the end of May. It's gonna be like miles of difference. I think you're gonna feel so much lighter mentally by the end of this month and have so much more clarity about what you want and how to get it. And those of you who have been feeling just weighed down, like maybe you're feeling sluggish, maybe you're feeling lethargic, maybe you're feeling unmotivated, maybe you're feeling brain foggy. I feel like all of that is about to get blown away during the month of May. The universe is showing you what needs to be removed, but I feel like it's up to you to remove it. We do have the number 27 here, so the 27th of May could be significant for some of you. And yeah, the full moons as well. Fire sign placements in general could be significant to this group. Like if people around you are fire signs, maybe they're playing a big role in your life this month, or maybe you just have a lot of fire in your chart. So Aries, Leo, and Sag could be significant. Anyway, let's pull some tea leaf cards. What else do my group ones need to know about their month of May? Also feel like the color yellow could be lucky for you. We have Tiger, doing something risky, taking a chance. That matches very well with this Aries card. Some of the keywords on here: self-starting, daring, assertive, courageous. Okay. I think this is about a risk you want to take, but you've just yet to build up the courage to do it. Someone born in the year of the tiger could also be significant to you. We have dark man, dealings or relationship with a man with dark complexion or hair, or maybe that's you. Maybe there's a man who's a year of the tiger. That's getting really specific, but oh, we also have romances in the air. That would be crazy. I know this is probably just gonna be a couple people, but let me know if you are having a romance with a man with dark complexion or hair who's a year of the tiger. That would be very cool. I feel like it's up to you if you want to claim this as like a romantic relationship blossoming in the month of May, or it could also be the start of you romanticizing your life. I'm going to leave that up to you. I just wanted to move these cards over because they had the glare on them over here, but I don't know where I want to put them. This setup is kind of all over the place. Those don't look that bad there. Okay, let's do it like that. And then we'll just put the rest of our cards at the bottom. So this concludes the general overview part of the reading. So we're going to get into the specific areas of your life. I'm going to pull one tarot card and one oracle card each for them. So starting with the tarot, we'll get a card for your love life and relationships, or 2 cards. Your career and studies. Your spiritual and personal growth. And your community and the collective. And now, same thing with the oracle cards. Love life and relationships, career and studies, spiritual and personal growth, community and collective. So, without further ado, let's reveal your cards for love life and relationships. Your first tarot card is the Hanged Man. And your second card is the Page of Swords. So you're going to be receiving communication from someone you have been waiting to hear from. Okay, that's very straightforward. I feel like I don't have that much else to add. I am thinking of the fact that the Page of Swords is the 11th card in the suit, you know, because like after the 10, it goes to the page. It's technically number 11. So we have the numbers 11 and 12 here. It could be that someone's gonna reach out on the 11th or the 12th of May. I know that's like super specific, or it's taking someone that many days, like 11, 12 days to respond to you. Maybe these are numbers in someone's birthday, but I think that's kind of interesting. But yeah, this is painting a very clear picture because the Hanged Man is like, you're waiting on someone. Someone's taking their sweet time to get back to you. And then the Page of Swords is communication coming in. So I don't really have anything else to say about that. And we also have Unfinished Symphonies. So this would probably be someone who, it's kind of like things were left up in the air. A conversation kind of got cut off in the middle. Maybe you were making plans with this person, plans to meet up, plans to collaborate, plans to work together, plans to move things forward. And then the conversation just kind of suddenly fell through. I feel like this can especially happen in like texting, you know, like the momentum's really good, you're making all these plans, and then suddenly it just, I feel like this happens with creatives a lot, where you're like, oh my God, we should totally collab. And then like, you just never talk about it again. Or you meet someone new and you're like, oh my gosh, we should totally meet up again. We should totally hang out. And then it just, yeah, something is left hanging. Something just fell through. And there is some unfinished business. I feel like this is not an energy of you waiting for someone to just randomly reach out to you out of the blue. You're actually waiting for a specific response or a specific follow-up from somebody. For some of you, I'm getting the vibe that this person's communication style has maybe been lighter or more casual than what the situation calls for. Like they haven't had a very serious tone about it, or their communication has been more sparse or more lacking in details than the situation calls for. Like you would expect a little bit more substance or a little bit more details or a little bit more clarification in a situation like this. And I feel like you've been kind of left hanging by this person. Like, okay, what am I supposed to do? Like maybe what they communicate to you kind of affects how you move forward. Like I feel like this is kind of important. Like, can you get back to me so I know what to do, or like so I can keep making my plans? That is the vibe that I'm getting. Also, I just realized we have 10, 11, 12 for the numbers of the cards. So yeah, like maybe it's going to take 10 to 12 days, or you're going to hear from them from the 10th to the 12th of May. It could be related to something musical for some of you, just because we have Unfinished Symphony here. But of course, I feel like for most of you, this is symbolic for some kind of unfinished business. I will say, I don't think this person forgot about you. They probably just don't have the information you need yet. Like, I don't know, and there could be something about like logistics, or can you let me know this so I can move forward with these plans? And it's like they don't have the information, or they don't have what you want or what you need yet. They have not forgotten about you. It's just maybe something on their end has also been delayed, and then it's causing like a chain reaction of delays. But anyway, looks like you're going to hear from them. So for your career and studies, wow, for your tarot card, we have the Four of Wands. It's a good month for career and studies. I'm just looking at what Venus is doing in May, because this is a Venusian card. Venus is going to be in the signs of Gemini and Cancer. So this is going to be a great time for all of my group ones for your career and studies, but especially if you have significant Gemini and Cancer placements. And honestly, I could say like if you have significant air and water placements in general, it's going to be particularly good for you. And, oh, I like this. We have Yin for your Oracle card. So I like this because this is an energy of receptivity. This is an energy of receiving. So rather than May being a month of a lot of hard work and a lot of output from you, this is the month where you actually receive your payoff. This could be a month where you're reaping a lot of rewards without having to work very hard, or the hard work from your past is still paying off for you, such that this month you are not busting your butt that much. That is the vibe that I'm getting. With this receiving, you could definitely claim this as receiving an offer, receiving an opportunity, receiving funds, receiving assistance. You are this receptacle and you are ready to receive. I feel like it's from, this feels like past efforts paying off. It could be passive income for some of you. Like you made an effort once and now the rewards just keep coming in. I also feel like something is becoming more sustainable. So a certain level of success or a certain level of performance is becoming easier for you to maintain. You don't have to put in as much effort to get the same result. So this could be just like you becoming more efficient at what you do, or something is just kind of stabilizing. Some of you could be coming out of a training period or a probation period, and now things are looking more stable and more secure and just like more smooth. I feel like things are running smoothly. I heard the word expeditiously. So I don't know, it's kind of like opposite energy from whatever was going on with this person here. Like in your career and studies, things are going to start to go a lot faster. And I feel like that also includes other people. So if you have a job where you have to like wait on other people to get their part of the work done so that you can start on yours, I feel like everyone's just going to be efficient and getting their shit done quickly this month. And I think that's going to be a huge relief for you. Also, something that's coming through is that people are just doing their job without you having to ask. I feel like that's really specific. So maybe there's a couple of you out there who, when you're at work, you're like, why do I have to keep reminding you to do this? This is literally your job, you know? Or like, why do I have to ask you more than once? And I don't know, people are just on good behavior in May. People have their shit together and it's making your job a lot easier. I think this is going to be a month where you truly enjoy the people you're around, whether that's your coworkers, your classmates, whether that's your pet because you work from home. I don't know who's around you when you're working, studying, but I feel like you're going to be enjoying their company and really feeling supported by any teams or communities that you belong to, and feeling more than usual this month. Like, I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be here, and I'm grateful to be doing what I do. The Four of Wands can also talk about a wish coming true. So I'm kind of thinking back to that eyelash that we had at the start of the reading, because I blew on it and it flew away. That's a sign of your wish coming true. Maybe for many of you, that does have to do with something in your career and studies. I think that looking at this image, many of you have maybe chosen a career path or a study path that was not so straightforward, or it just took you a lot of adjustments to get to where you are now. Maybe your career path sometimes does feel like this kind of winding road. Maybe you've had to change your mind a lot over the course of your journey, and it wasn't always easy. And I feel like this is a month where more than usual, you feel like all of that was worth it. Like all of that struggle was worth it. My journey may be non-linear, but I'm grateful for all of it. Yeah, there's really a sense of gratitude here. And I love that for you. Okay, so for your spiritual and personal growth, your tarot card is the Death card. So it's quite likely you are going through a personal transformation. The old you is dying. Thinking back to that 555. Also thinking about the full moon in Scorpio that we have at the start of the month, because Death is a Scorpio card. And we have Round and Round. Oh my gosh, that's very exciting together. It's like you're finally putting an end to a cycle that has been going on over and over and over. I feel like this is an old you. I'm hearing like, I've been trying to get the old me to leave me alone for so long. Like my old way of thinking, my old way of being, my old way of judging myself. I've been trying to make this version of me leave me the heck alone for so long. And it's like, I can't seem to be freed from this old frequency. And I think when we look at this Round and Round, it is coming out of the head, this spiral. So I think it could literally be something about spiraling thoughts, negative thoughts, like thought patterns, thought loops that you get stuck in. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't free myself from this. And I feel like death is like something is over for good. Oh, this is kind of reminding me of myself, because I used to have such frequent panic attacks, and then I didn't have one for years. And then I like kind of had one the other day, but it passed so quickly because I don't know. I feel like I'm just like wired differently and I knew how to talk myself through it. And it was really weird. It came and went. I mean, it was awful when it was happening, but it ended much faster than it used to. And then I just like went back to doing my normal stuff. And I was like, man, like I felt like my baseline is fundamentally different. It's not that it will never happen again, but I won't be the same person when it does happen. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's not to say that those negative thought patterns will never come back, but you will be a different person when they do come back. So they're not going to have the same power over you, and they won't know who they're messing with because the old you is gone. I feel like you're really getting some triumph over old thought patterns. Yeah, beautiful. And let's look finally at the cards for your community and collective. We have the Three of Cups, so your community is celebrating. You may notice your community and the collective that you are witnessing is sharing more moments of joy, and especially finding more joy in the little things. This energy that came out at the start of your reading, which was about like not taking things too seriously, not putting so much pressure and so much heaviness on yourself. You may notice that in the collective as well this month. You may notice that people are starting to be kinder to themselves. If you're online, you may notice more kindness in comment sections. You may notice more people in person or online sharing kindness and like compliments and encouraging words with each other. I think you are going to see more kindness, lightness, and joy in the collective this month. And we also have regeneration. Wow. Okay, when I flipped over this card, I heard nature is healing. And it made me think this kind and joyful energy, this is our nature. It takes a lot to beat us down and to make us feel hopeless and to make us feel like sour and negative. And the people in systems and power said challenge accepted and very often succeed. But what I mean is that if left alone, we will grow and flower and be kind to each other. And there has to be some force that keeps actively cutting us down to see the negativity that we do in the collective consciousness. And I'm imagining like when you leave a city alone and the plants start growing back and the animals come back, I kind of feel like that's what's happening in the psyche of your collective, where, wow, okay, this is all tying back to the start of the reading, because we were talking about these negative thoughts are not really yours. They're a result of conditioning. You've been taught to carry them as your own. You've been taught to perpetuate them. I don't know if this is making any sense, but I just feel like the community and the collective you're witnessing this month is like detoxing from some poison in the environment, and you're gonna see your true nature returning, like your true positive and humorous nature returning. And I guess someone or something has benefited from convincing you that the pollution is coming from inside of you, and it's your job to fix it. You're not. Some force is losing its power over your collective because you're not feeding it your energy or attention anymore. And then you start to regrow and regenerate, and you start to feel yourself again. Definitely, there's a common theme of like negative influences on your mental health going away. Anyway, I hope that that made sense. And this is Mercury in Cancer, which we don't have in May, but we do have it in the beginning of June. So this energy that we've talked about in this reading could also carry over into the month of June. But I think that that is everything for my group ones. So thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships where you can watch the extended readings that go up every month, as well as full-length exclusive pick a card readings for the members. And I will have my music channel linked down below, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. And if you happen to be in Tokyo on April 26th, I'm gonna be DJing at Womb. So if you think you would like to come meet me, come hang out, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram and I will share the details with you. Thank you so much for supporting me, my channel, and everything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, everyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the Smoky Quartz and the Fool card print, this is going to be a reading all about your month of May 2026. So we're going to look at these two oracle cards here to represent some advice for you in the month ahead, or like something to keep in mind as you go about your month. And then these cards are going to represent the main themes and the main energies. So we have flexibility. Okay, so this card is talking about keeping a softness and a flexibility in your heart, because a rigid or like a stubborn heart impedes your spiritual growth. And it says that there are hints or signs in literally everything around you. I want to add too, there's no such thing as being behind. And I would even, I know this is kind of like a dramatic statement, but I want to say there's no such thing as being on the wrong path for my group number twos, because at the end of the day, your soul is just here to have experiences and to grow through those experiences. At the end of the day, if you had experiences, then it was a good day. And I think the reason this message is coming through is because some of my group twos have been hard on themselves when it comes to optimizing everything they do, or like sticking really tightly to a schedule or to a plan, or like not wasting time. This is not what I'm supposed to be doing. I should have done XYZ by now. We could be doing a lot of that and kind of forgetting what the greater purpose of it all is. And I think that message is really important. Like everywhere you go, everyone you meet, they have some kind of hint for you or some kind of sign for you. And your right path, your aligned path is probably more flexible than you think. I'm kind of noticing a common theme with group 1 because they also had themes of like relieving pressure from yourself. We have, I am able to speak my truth with compassion. Something else to keep in mind. So, maybe you need to have a conversation with someone and you're worried about how it's gonna go. I wanna say too that speaking your truth is the compassionate thing to do. So maybe there's like a specific event happening this month, or just in general, we need to be catching ourselves if we start thinking like, I'm gonna hold back what I wanna say because that's like the nice thing to do. Like, I don't wanna hurt someone's feelings. I don't wanna inconvenience someone. In relationships that matter, with people who truly care about you and about the relationship, speaking your truth will always be the right thing to do. And this card is reminding you that, of course, you can do that in a kind and compassionate way. Maybe there's going to be a kind of difficult but very fulfilling conversation happening this month. But let's roll some dice as well. What should group 2 keep in mind during the month of May? We have, you got 2 out of your 3 dice are the same as group 1. Interesting. We have the Sun, we have Virgo, and we have the 10th house. Okay, so yeah, I feel like some of you could be being hard on yourself and especially judging your rate of progress or how efficient you are when it comes to reaching your long-term goals. For many of you, these could be career related or like related to your status, your public image, how much visibility you have, how much recognition you've received. Maybe you feel like you should have done more by now or you should have gained more by now. There could be long-term goals of yours or something related to your desired career that you kind of put on a pedestal. It's very few things are worth being unkind to yourself and compromising your mental health. And there could be some times where like your job or your long-term goals tend to take precedence over your well-being, or even just the idea of being productive, of being hardworking, of being consistent, sometimes take precedence. Some of you may struggle with this feeling like you always need to be working towards something. You always need to be building something. And maybe you get really uncomfortable when there's like in-between moments where you don't know what the next milestone is. You don't know what the next project is. Maybe it's kind of hard for you to sit in that stillness. And I wonder if the universe is kind of inviting you to do that this month. Just going back to that message of everything around you has some kind of hint or sign or message for you. Maybe this will be a month where you're finding new inspirations in the stillness, and not even necessarily stillness, just maybe this is a month for more adventure, for more spontaneity, for more leisurely wandering rather than like, I have this one goal and I'm gonna have tunnel vision on it. We're more soft and fluffy and flexible in the month of May. And it's quite fitting that you were drawn to the Fool card, because the Fool represents this completely fresh slate with no expectations, with no judgments. Like, I'm just here for the vibes. I'm just here to experience. And I feel like for some of you, that does make you quite uncomfortable. There's a part of you that's like, no, I have to be working towards a specific goal. I have to know what the next big thing is. I have to be building something. And Maybe this is more a month of just like receiving inspiration, letting the universe talk to you, letting the universe give something to you. Okay, so let's look at these oracle cards that represent the main themes and energies of your month ahead. We have Edge of the World, leap into the unknown, calling, courage, taking risks. Both of these cards, first of all, have an element of play to them. I feel like the Fool is a playful energy, and also the Swing is giving playful, but also they both have this kind of leap of faith energy to them. Interesting. They're both reaching for something in the sky. I'm gonna imagine this is a dove. I'm not sure though. And there's an eye in the sky as well. Maybe these are symbols for some of you, like significant symbols. I'm also thinking of The Edge of Glory, the Lady Gaga song. We have Cancer. And we have the 9th house. Some of you could have Cancer in the 9th house. You could be a Scorpio rising, or someone close to you is. In the month of May, we will have Venus in the sign of Cancer from the 19th-ish. So from the 19th onwards could be a significant time for you this month. It looks like you're taking a risk. It's not necessarily a calculated risk in the sense of we're using logic to determine what to do. It's more like you're going with your gut. You're taking a risk that is based off of a gut feeling. Not calculated, but like informed. Informed by your heart, your soul, something greater than you. Okay. I'm gonna give an example. And I'm kind of using this 9th house card because it's reminding me of travel. This is not necessarily an energy of like, I just woke up and I decided that I'm gonna travel to this country and I just impulsively bought the tickets. This is more like, I've been thinking of this trip that I wanna take. I've been thinking of this travel destination for a long time. It's been in my mind for a long time. And this morning I woke up and suddenly it felt like the right time to do it. That's like giving me chills for some reason. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not a random impulsive thing you're doing, but it's also not like calculated. It's like, I don't know why, but I woke up today and I felt like it's time. It's time to do that thing that I've been thinking about. With the 9th house here, for many of you, it could be related to booking a trip, to traveling somewhere, or to beginning the study of something. It could be like registering to go back to school, signing up for a course, buying textbooks to teach yourself something. But I do see you like waking up one day and just being like, oh, it's time to do that thing. And you haven't researched, is this the best time of year to do this? Like, no, you feel something. And I just saw 11:55. You feel something in your gut, like it's time. It's whatever this is, it's something that expands your horizons with the 9th house energy. Very interesting. And who knows, like if you had been so rigidly focused on like, no, we have to do these things in this order on this schedule and we have to hit this goal by this time, you might have missed this calling from inside of you, or you might have ignored it. You might have been like, no, we can't do that right now because we have this other work to do. So I feel like taking a pause from some rigid goal chasing is gonna open you up to receiving the signs from the universe of like, it's time to finally do this, I want to say side quest, but I feel like it's more important than a side quest, that you've just kind of been like longing for in the background for a long time. Okay, let's get some tea leaf cards. People with Cancer placements could be significant to you this month, or people who have placements of your moon sign. So to use myself as an example, I'm a Gemini moon. So if this was my reading, maybe like Gemini suns or Gemini risings or something will be significant. We have shield. You need to defend yourself. Very interesting. Immediately, my eyes went back to this card. I'm able to speak my truth with compassion. You need to defend yourself. So maybe you need to stand up for yourself. And that's kind of like the hard conversation that you need to have with someone. I'm hearing I'm actually not okay with that. It's like somebody assumed your boundaries were one way or they misunderstood. And I feel like, okay, this is really specific, but I'm seeing this scenario where someone is really excited to move forward with you in a certain way, but the plans that they've made have actually ignored a boundary of yours. And it's hard for you to be like, no, actually, I'm not okay with these plans. Like, actually, I can't do that, or I'm not gonna do that. Because you see how like excited they are or how happy they are to move forward. And maybe there's a little, I don't know. Take it if it resonates. There could be like a people-pleasing component to it where you feel like, oh no, now I have to let this person down because actually I don't want to do that, or like I can't do that. Rather than a past version of you who may have been like, oh, but it would make them so happy, so I can just ignore my needs and ignore my boundary and I'll just make it work. Like, you have to defend yourself. You have to stand up for yourself. I feel like you maybe have to say no to someone or like turn something down. We have a sincere wish will be granted, which I almost didn't notice because I was so busy talking about this other person overstepping your boundaries. So maybe that in itself is a message. Sewing or fashion could be significant for someone with this needle and thread. Embroidery. We have ear, good news. Oh, I like this. And we have cat, a two-faced friend. Uh-oh. Don't bend over backwards for someone who would not do the same for you, I want to say. As a general rule, in the month of May, don't be bending over backwards for anyone unless they have consistently proven their loyalty to you and have consistently proven that they share the same level of like effort and enthusiasm as you and like same values. I would just be really cautious with like, just for May, okay? For some reason, I'd be really cautious with like bending your boundaries for people or yeah, like overextending yourself, over giving, bending over backwards. I mean, that's not great to do anyway, but especially in May, because you might do a bunch of stuff to help someone and then they turn around and, you know, they do something that clearly shows they didn't appreciate that the way they should have, or they took it for granted, or did something behind your back. Just be a little bit more protective of your energy this month. I'll say that. This doesn't necessarily mean something bad is going to happen. It just means be a bit more protective, especially with new people or people who you feel haven't really proven their loyalty yet. This would not be a good month for like whirlwind romances of like, oh, I just met this person yesterday, but I love them and they have a good vibe, so I'm going to do this and this and this to help them. It's not a good time for that. Something's fishy. So stick to people you know are loyal. But anyway, other than that, we have good news and a sincere wish will be granted. And this is yours. Whatever blessings coming in, it is yours. And if you want to share it with other people, that's great, but you are not obligated to. Okay? This is a lovely month to keep your energy to yourself. All right, so let's get into the specific areas of your life. So we're gonna pull one tarot card and one oracle card each for love, life, and relationships, career and studies, spiritual and personal growth, and the community and collective. These cards are coming out fast. Perhaps the month of May will feel very fast to my group twos. Interesting. So this card just knocked over the die. So it was Virgo, now it's Aries. I'm gonna keep that in mind. Some of you could be Aries midheavens, you could be Libra risings, or someone close to you is. Oh, and this was the card for love, life, and relationship. So maybe like a significant relationship with an Aries could be coming up this month. Career and studies, spiritual and personal growth, and the community and collective. All right, so let's look at the cards for your love life and relationships. Your tarot card is the Two of Pentacles. This is a nice energy for relationships because it shows reciprocity. Stick to who you can trust. I don't know why I felt like saying that again. Stick to who you can trust and stick to who has like repeatedly shown that they reciprocate and that they put in the same effort. And any leap of faith that you're taking, I feel like this is not about like committing to a new person. I don't know. Just be wary of new people this month. Maybe like the blessing you're receiving is making you really successful or making you really like just attractive and magnetic to other people. And you're just kind of like attracting all kinds of people. So, and I wonder if this is your group, maybe you're already just kind of distrusting of new people anyway and like selective of who you let into your inner circle. And honestly, keep doing what you're doing because I really want to say it's a select few who truly deserve to be in your inner circle and like share in your blessings. Okay, so yeah, your tarot card is the Two of Pentacles. Your oracle card is co-create. So you could be having a very, 2 as I'm saying this, you could be having a very fruitful partnership when it comes to business or creative projects, or both, or existing business partnerships and creative collaborations are going to be highly blessed in the month of May. If you do take a little bit of a break from what you're doing, I feel like some of you are afraid of taking a break because you feel like you're gonna lose momentum, you're gonna like fall off the wagon. But I actually feel like if you take a break from work or projects, you will come back even more refreshed, especially if you and your coworkers or partners or you and your collaborators kind of just like take some time away from each other and go off and do your separate things. Because when you're always together, how do I say this? Like your shared vision and your shared taste is its own thing. But when you go off your separate ways, your distinct, unique, like individual tastes and visions come back so that when you reunite, you all have something like new and fresh to offer. Because I'm just looking at this card and imagine if a leopard and an owl had a baby. That would go crazy. That would be so unique and diverse because they're both such different creatures. But if they spend every minute together, their shared consciousness is gonna become this like leopard owl hybrid that grows on its own. And maybe they're like, okay, we need to go our separate ways a bit. I'm gonna go do my owl stuff. And I'm gonna come back even more owl. And you're gonna go off and do your leopard stuff and you're gonna come back even more leopard. Or maybe this is a cheetah, I don't know, sorry. Sorry to my big cat experts. But anyway, I feel like there's a group of people that you belong to, you make stuff together or you work together, and you have to just like take some time apart and feed your individual interests and your individual tastes and your individual vision and get inspiration separate from each other. Then when you come back, you will not be fallen off the wagon. You will not have lost momentum. You will be refreshed and recharged and feeling more unique than before. I'm also imagining an example of like a bunch of people from different countries, and over the summer vacation, everybody goes back to their home country. Then when they come back, they're bringing all the unique perspectives. Okay, you know what I mean. But I feel like that is what's really going to bless a partnership. Just some time away, some time. Then this is not like a separation or a falling out or anything like that. This is like a let's go our own ways and let's find things that we think would benefit the connection, and then let's bring them back to each other. This is the vibe that I'm getting. Okay, so next we have your cards for career and studies. Your tarot card is the Seven of Pentacles. Your oracle card is Message in a Bottle. Yeah, I'm gonna be a broken record because I feel like you need a break from doing the same things over and over again, and a change of scenery, a change of pace will facilitate new messages and new downloads from the universe. You've been building a foundation for long enough that some time away is not going to change anything. And also, you have the Seven of Pentacles for your career. So you're building like a long-term legacy. You're not racing anyone. You're not... I was thinking of the expression like I'm here for a good time, not a long time or something, but you're here for a long time and a good time. Like there's really both of your cards so far are pentacles. You really do not have to rush. You really do not have to be in competition with anyone. You really do not have to worry about like losing momentum. If you have FOMO, fear of missing out, stop it. Easier said than done. But you can't miss out because wherever you are is where you're meant to be. wherever you are is where the most interesting things for you are happening. I just, the other day decided not to go to a concert that I'd been really looking forward to. And instead I just slept a lot and I had wonderful dreams. And at the end of the day, that was more important to me. And I did not regret my decision at all. Like the most important things that are unfolding are wherever you are. This feeling of urgency, this feeling of rushing, this feeling of I need to do this by that time. Oh, I need to go over there. I need to do this. Otherwise I'm going to miss out. I think it's time to heal from that. And I think that you trust the universe when it comes to final outcomes. Like, I know at the end of the day, it's going to be okay. But this is about trusting the universe right now. Like, which obviously that's related, but I trust that wherever I am right now is where I'm meant to be. I trust that whatever I'm doing right now is enough. I trust that I'm building something that will last, and taking rest or taking time to go do something else is not going to impede my success. In fact, as we saw from the first card of your reading, being too rigid and being too one-track minded could actually be the thing that impedes your growth. So for a lot of you, I think this is about, again, like it could be giving yourself permission to take a little break, giving yourself permission to explore an adjacent venture, to, yes, do a little side quest. I think I already used that word. To take a route that is less quote unquote productive, but that is more enjoyable and more inspiring, because sometimes that is actually more valuable than producing more tangible results faster. And I think just mentally and emotionally giving yourself a break is really important. If I could summarize this, I want to tell you, like, nothing will be lost. Your progress will not be lost. Your growth will not be lost. You're exactly on track. You're exactly where you're meant to be. You are building something meaningful. It was never meant to happen overnight. And you're building a long-lasting and sustainable, like, empire and legacy for yourself. Also, if you've been waiting for some communication to come in regarding career or study opportunities, it could be coming in this month. Be sure you don't miss it. Sometimes things can get buried in your inbox, or they're like in the spam folder or something, or someone messaged you on an account that you don't check that often. Be sure you're checking your messages. But I don't want that to feel like a chore either. I guess if you're waiting for a communication, just make sure you don't miss it. I'll say that. Okay. Next, we have your cards for spiritual and personal growth. I don't know why I did the Oracle card first, but it says happy, happy. We love to see it. And your tarot card is 3 of Swords. Okay, this is a very straightforward message about healing from pain, healing from heartbreak, experiencing happiness after grief, like the light at the end of the tunnel energy. For some of you, this could be something that is more deeply emotional. That can definitely be an interpretation of the 3 of Swords. So like a really difficult heartbreak, a really difficult loss that you went through. And this is about the happiness that you're still able to feel after that. For others, the 3 of Swords, it can be more mental, like stress, anxiety, and seeing the happiness on the other side of that. Yeah, this is definitely giving light at the end of the tunnel energy. I think you can be very proud of yourself for how you navigated the dark times, how you treated yourself and others during the dark times. I think your guides are very proud of you for that. And recognizing that, for those of you like who went through a loss, or I don't know what it is, but it's like a darkness that you're coming out of, and the happiness that you can feel now does not dismiss the past version of you who is in that darkness, but in fact, it honors them. The happiness you can feel now is the way to honor the past version of you who was struggling, or to honor the thing or the person or whatever it is that you lost. And maybe this represents the time coming where you can feel, and I just saw 3333, where you can feel like unapologetically happy. You can feel happiness without that like undertone of heaviness. You can feel happiness without that undertone of guilt. You can feel happiness without that undertone of this isn't going to last long, you know? Like just feel pure, what is it called? Uninhibited. Yeah, pure, uninhibited, untainted happiness. Okay, and finally, we're going to look at the cards for your community and your collective. Your tarot card is the 7 of Wands. Your oracle card is TikTok. Okay, so this mindset that we're healing from in this reading, like, I felt like there was a lot of messages about, like, I feel like I always have to be productive, that I always have to be working towards the next thing, that I always have to be building something, that I have to always be using my time in the most efficient way. This is definitely not an individual issue. I would bet that this is something collective. This is something that your collective carries, whether that's just like the people immediately around you, or your community, or even the culture of the place you live. It's definitely something that the whole group or the whole collective struggles with. You may have been feeling well, I think a lot of us have been feeling for a long time, like the collective is burnt out, and this pressure that we put on ourselves is not sustainable. And you may be one of the early, how do I say that? One of the early people in your circle or in your community to kind of wake up from this and remember, like, my soul did not come here to beat myself up. My soul did not come here to optimize everything. Like, my soul came here to float around and adventure and experience different things and be flexible. I want to say early adapter, but that's such a weird phrase. Like an early awakener. You may be one of the first people in your circle, in your community, in your culture, whatever it is, to kind of unsubscribe from this way of thinking. But just know, first of all, don't let the others pressure you to go back into that old way of thinking. Easier said than done. But also, it's just a matter of time before others around you can free themselves too. So, and it's going to become easier when more people start to live this way. There's a lot of times where, like, we want to free ourselves from an old way of thinking and an old way of living, but then that can feel isolating if everybody else is still operating under the limiting beliefs. It's hard to be the first one, or one of the first ones, or like the only one to live outside of that, and maybe you get some judgments, or maybe you feel pressure to like go back to the old way. But stand firm in your choice to embody the freedom that you were always entitled to during this incarnation, and just know, like, it is really a matter of time before others can awaken. And sorry, it's just like cheesy. Others can awaken and free themselves too. You know what I mean. Anyway, group 2, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And if you would like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships where you can watch all of the extended readings that we do every month. You can also watch full-length pick a card readings that are exclusive to the members, and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below. And if you happen to be in Tokyo on April 26th, I'm gonna be DJing at Womb, so if you wanna come see me, come hang out with me, feel free to send me a DM on Instagram and I will share the event details with you, or just show up and say, Kino Carrie. Anyway, thank you so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, everyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number threes. So if you guys chose the Merlinite and the Lover's card print, this is going to be your reading. So right before I started filming your reading, I randomly was tasting green beans. And so I looked through my Green Witch Oracle to see if there was a green bean card, and there was not, but there was a pea card, which is kind of similar. So I just took out this card just in case. The keyword is communication. So I'm gonna keep that in mind, and maybe we'll see themes of that coming up in your reading. Maybe that's already a message or a confirmation for some of you, but let's get into it. So these two oracle cards here are going to represent a piece of advice or something to keep in mind throughout the month of May. And then these cards are going to represent the main themes and the main energies of your month. So we have, ooh, this is like your mission, your destiny. That's something to keep in mind this month. It says that nothing in life is wasted and points become a line. Ooh, so this is maybe a month where you're kind of connecting the dots. Connecting the dots, making connections between different things that are happening in your life and how they all kind of tie together into some destined storyline of yours. Very interesting. Something's going to reveal itself after the fact, okay? This feels like you're retroactively piecing together a faded storyline that has been unfolding in your life. Things that might seem kind of blurry will start to make sense. I'm probably doing a shit job of translating this on the spot, but basically, this is kind of talking about you creating your destiny in real time, because it's like the footprints that you've created as you walked forward on your journey are literally giving form to your destined path. So maybe this is about looking back and realizing that you've been on your destined path this whole time. Maybe looking back and realizing certain things were messages, signs, confirmations that maybe you didn't notice in the moment. Making sense of everything that's happened up until now, and maybe that's giving you clarity about the way forward. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be a month where you're definitely feeling a sense of destiny and feeling like you're part of a bigger storyline. Ooh, okay, wow. And we also have I am protected. So key takeaways: I'm on the right path, I'm in alignment, I'm protected. Literally just noticing that this communication card matches with the Lover's card because this card is ruled by the sign of Gemini and the planet Mercury. So maybe this is a big month for communicating with your higher self communicating with your spiritual team, possibly even communicating with members of your soul family because you were drawn to the Lover's card. Whether that's in the 3D or telepathically, doesn't matter. But feeling very connected to your spiritual guidance system, and especially very connected to your higher self, I think is going to be a big theme and something to keep in mind this month. I wonder if you are in the southern hemisphere. I mean, some of you are going to be, but this is like a time of year where the veil is kind of thin between the earth, what do I call it? The 3D earth and the spirit world. But regardless of where you are located, I think you're gonna feel like that veil is kind of thin. Okay, anyway, main themes of your month. We have Dream Meadow. This is definitely a month where you want to be paying attention to your dreams, paying attention to recurring people who show up, recurring patterns, recurring symbols that you see. Create the world you want to live in. So the dreams that you see when you're sleeping are kind of providing hints and keys for you to manifest the life you want to live. Also, if any of you daydream and you kind of view it as a form of escapism, I feel like I would challenge that, because your daydreams aren't to escape your current reality, they're to show you what your current reality could be. We have 6th house, craft. Yeah, this definitely feels like grounding your dreams, giving your dreams form in this 3D reality. And we have Uranus. Okay, I just double checked, and Uranus is about to enter Gemini. It's gonna enter at the end of April. So in May, it will be freshly in the sign of Gemini, which is crazy because we were literally just talking about the sign of Gemini and communication. Uranus in Gemini is not limited to the month of May. It is a 7-year transit, but I feel like during this transit, your psychic abilities are probably going to be going crazy, and you're probably going to be channeling a lot of weird shit. Maybe you already are. I feel like this communication card is probably talking about beings in the soul world communicating with you. So again, like your own higher self, spirit guides, members of your soul group, possibly even beings from even higher dimensions that are kind of hard for us to conceptualize. You could also be having dreams or ideas that are kind of out there, that are kind of breaking the boundaries, whether that's like breaking the boundaries of yourself, what you thought was possible for yourself, what you could envision yourself creating, or it could be on a more like collective and cultural scale, like you're having these kind of big out there ideas, and part of your mission is to try to start grounding those ideas. Kind of a daunting task, but I don't think your mission is like to ground the whole thing by yourself, but just try to start. Just try to start making sense of the new ideas that are coming your way. Some of you could be working on projects that are kind of complex or that have a lot of layers to them, or you're working on projects and you have no clue, like, I just heard you have no clue what you're doing, but that's not what I mean. Like, skill-wise, you know what you're doing, but vision-wise, you're like, I have no idea what this is gonna end up being. Like, I'm listening to the spirits, I'm listening to the downloads, like I'm just going with it. There's really a feeling of being part of something that is much bigger than you, and making something, manifesting something here on earth that is much bigger than you. And perhaps this card that was about like looking back and connecting the dots, you may be seeing how all of these previous life events were kind of leading you to this moment. Like, this does feel very big and dramatic. And yeah, I feel like that transit of Uranus and Gemini is going to be particularly impactful for this group. Of course, I don't know what your natal placements are, but it seems significant. Personally, Uranus is going to be hanging out directly on top of my moon for a long time. So I don't know if I'm looking forward to that, but that's what I got going on. And Neptune is going to be camping out right on top of my Mercury for a long time. So I think my mind is going to explode. Okay, anyway, enough about me. Let's look at some tea leaf cards for you. Some of you Uranus could be transiting in your 6th house if you have Gemini in the 6th house. You could be a Capricorn rising, or you could have Uranus in the 6th house natally. You could have Aquarius in the 6th house. You could be a Virgo rising. We have bird perched, waiting for news, package, letter. Lots of communication themes with this P card, with the Lovers. 6th house is also ruled by Mercury. Uranus is said to be like a higher octave of Mercury. And then this bird perched also has themes of communication coming in. I feel like you're receiving a lot of downloads, but I also think that some kind of 3D communication is going to be manifesting. You're going to hear from someone. I'm hearing that you're going to hear from someone in a kind of old school way. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's like snail mail, or I don't know. It doesn't feel like a social media DM kind of situation. It feels like maybe you're receiving something physical or in person. I almost dropped a bunch of the cards, but I saved it. I also heard your brain is like a parrot, which I guess means that it can mimic patterns. I guess be very mindful of your self-talk, because whatever you say to your brain will learn it and mimic it and say it back to you. So I guess be aware of your self-talk, because your brain will remember it and perpetuate it. But also, that could be indicating that during this transit, which is kind of starting to kick in the month of May, you may feel like you're starting to learn and remember things faster. And also, you can like mimic others' energy faster. Like maybe you pick up on others' mannerisms or accents, or you can pick up on other languages or something like that. Your mind is getting quicker and sharper. We have tent, temporary situation. You could be staying in a hotel this month. You could be staying at someone's house this month. I guess I'm kind of taking this literally, like a temporary living situation or temporary accommodations. Maybe you're going on a little trip. And we have club. Why did I think of like clubbing? Like a nightclub. Someone will try to make you do something against your will. We need to clarify that. You will be taken care of in difficult times. You are protected. I say don't worry about this as a prediction. If this is not resonating with you, feel free to just ignore it. If you're currently in this situation where you're feeling pressured to do something you don't want to do, know that you will be protected from that outcome. Like, I feel like Spirit's gonna get you out of it. Like, if another person or if life is like, feels like it's pushing you to do something you don't want to do, Spirit will get you out of that situation. You will be taken care of. Yeah. Okay, so this is a quite interesting energy for my group 3s. You've probably been feeling weird recently, but not necessarily in a bad way. Just like, Reality's been acting kind of wonky lately. Interesting. Yeah, reality's feeling a lot more malleable, interactive. Maybe it's glitching sometimes. Okay, so let's get some cards for your love life and relationships. You got 2. Your career and studies. Spiritual and personal growth. And the community and collective. And then we're gonna get, oh, I forgot to roll dice. I was doing that for the other groups. I'll do that in a second, but woo, let me just get the, almost dropped it again. I think that's the second time in this reading I almost dropped a deck and then caught it in the last second. Okay. Love, life, and relationships. Career and studies. Spiritual and personal growth. And community and the collective. Okay, so those will be our cards for the different areas of life. But just before we do that, I will roll the dice because I forgot to do that. What else do my group 3s need to keep in mind for the month of May? We have the planet Venus. We have the sign of Aries. Venus in Aries is the placement associated with the 4 of Wands. So that is a lovely energy to have here. And we have the 8th house. Okay, I'm hearing if you initiate intimacy with someone, and I don't necessarily mean physical. Probably for most of you, this is talking about like a mental, emotional, spiritual intimacy. You will be received well. And I also, this could be talking about like a specific person that you want to develop a more intimate bond with, or you're just wanting to feel more intimately connected to the people around you in general. So this will definitely be a message that you use your intuition to claim like how it fits for your situation. But this is either about and initiating intimacy with someone. That could be, you know, like opening up to them, sharing something kind of vulnerable, offering your support, asking them a question, asking them to open up, you know, like seeking a more intimate bond with a specific person or with people in general will lead to blessings this month. Now, I mean, if it resonates in the physical sense and you want to claim it that way, like maybe this is spirit telling you to that you can respectfully, of course, shoot your shot. I don't know anything. Just take it if it resonates. But all right, so let's get into the specific areas of your life. We have your love life and relationships. The tarot cards are 5 of Wands and the Queen of Wands. This feels like something that is blocking your shine. There could be someone around you or people around you who are a bit controlling or a bit like my way or the highway, and it's blocking your shine. Again, if there's someone who's trying to influence you in a certain way or make you do something you don't want to do, they will not prevail. Especially, I feel like someone could be trying to make you act in a way that feels inauthentic. And for some reason, I'm imagining an artist right now, but of course this can apply in many different situations. Like, I'm imagining an artist whose management wants them to, you know, like show up with a certain vibe and a certain aesthetic and like say this, say that, perform this way, perform that way. And they're like, ugh, like, I don't want to do that. That's not me. Or like, this is dimming my shine. Like, I don't want to do this. It's that kind of energy. And of course, this can be translated to different types of relationships. It could be something at work. It could be something in your personal life. But yeah, anyone trying to pressure you to act in an inauthentic way is not going to work. And I think the situation's going to turn out in your favor, but also in a way that it very much feels like divine intervention. And we have to be fair. I think, and this feels like something, again, it's bigger than just the month of May. Like, I think there's a partnership in your life. That could be with an individual, a group of people, an organization. This partnership has been a balancing act for such a long time. It's like you're walking on a tightrope and trying to balance, like, how do I make sure my voice is heard and my unique expression comes through while also considering the interests of these other people or like what this person wants me to do. I feel like you've had to make a lot of compromises that were, it was less of a compromise and more of just yielding to the other person. If we're being so honest, maybe it was framed as a compromise. Like, let's compromise. I get to do what I want and you get to do what I want and everybody wins. And you're like, great. Ugh, I don't like this energy. That situation is coming to a head, the expression. I don't know. All I know is divine intervention is coming because this balancing act and this compromising, you're right, it is dimming your shine. And I feel like you are often the one who gets the short end of the stick in these situations. And has to yield to the other person. And I think that divine intervention is coming to free you. And maybe you're taking more of the lead now, or you get to do whatever you want. You get to express yourself however you want. So in the context of partnerships, I think it would be either that the other party is finally starting to see your point of view, and the other party is finally like yielding to you for a change or giving you the freedom for a change. Or if it really can't work out that way, maybe it's that like this partnership is coming to an end. I'm going to leave that interpretation to you because I really think it's going to work out in your favor and it's going to work out how you want it to. So if you're watching this and you're like, you know, I want to maintain this partnership. I just wish that this other party would see things my way sometimes. I wish this other party would like let me do what I want and, you know, trust me to take the lead more often. If that's what you're feeling, then this is the outcome that's possible for you. But if you're like, fuck no, I don't want to, I don't want to continue this partnership, just let me be free by myself, then claim that, okay? Because the point is that divine intervention is coming to free you and allow you to shine as brightly as you want and do exactly what it is that you want to do. Anyone who's trying to dim your light, and also anyone who's trying to like steal your shine or take credit for your shine or anything like that, they have no place in this new era. And anybody who's been, what's the expression? It's something about coattails. Is it riding? Yeah, riding on someone's coattails. Anyone who has been riding on the coattails of your shine and your gifts and your capabilities is going to be exposed. Like, they might get a rude awakening this month. Okay. So next, your cards for career and studies. Your tarot card is the Three of Wands. This is lovely. This is growth and expansion. So in terms of your career, you could be like getting a promotion, you could be getting a raise, you could be taking a project to the next stage. A project or your work could be gaining more visibility. You could be leveling up in some way. I mean, that's very broad, but you know, moving to the next stage or moving to the next level of something. You could be expanding your knowledge in a certain field or a certain subject as well. I see you studying something that is not necessary for the work that you do, but it does give you an advantage. And honestly, you're just kind of studying it because it's interesting to you. It's not like your teachers or your work or whatever told you you had to, but it feels like you're so interested in it that you take it upon yourself to gain more knowledge, and then it just ends up giving you an advantage in your career or in your studies. It's kind of giving Hermione Granger vibes, you know, like she was always reading the course material, but then she would just be reading other books herself, I'm pretty sure, because she was so fascinated. So she like took it upon herself to enrich her knowledge. Yeah, and then, well, I'm not surprised to see that. Your oracle card is higher power. If you needed any more confirmation that you are channeling a higher power this month, but also, honestly, I want to say for the next few years, here is your additional confirmation. And I also feel like this is a beautiful sign that your growth in your career and studies is protected by higher beings. It's probably what you do for work or what you're studying right now is probably very closely linked to your destiny and your mission in this lifetime. Probably most of my group threes watching this already know that. You probably didn't even need the confirmation. You're like, KINO, I know. But yeah, it's being overseen and being protected by higher powers. I also think it's higher powers who are intervening to stop this. We will not be riding on group three's coattails anymore. You know, like literally or metaphorically, it's like the energy of someone who's been copying your homework, someone who's been cheating off your test, and they can't do that anymore. So now, yeah, I don't know, your guys don't like that, and I get it. They don't like that people do that. Like, go do your own homework. Go develop your own skills. And I feel like my group threes, you are very generous. And I don't know, does it bother you? Does it not bother you? I don't know. I feel like it bothers your guides. Like, they want the shine to go to you. They want the credit to go to you. And it's not that you can't share it, but there's a difference between you sharing it and people taking it from you. And I think that's what bothers them. Okay. Yeah, I feel like people could steal your ideas or like steal your style, or like they try to, but I don't know why I'm getting the sense like you're generous about it. You're humble about it. So like, I don't know, let's say you're an artist and then someone like very obviously copied your work. And then you're like, oh, but you know, I was inspired by someone else too, and like, you know, maybe they didn't mean to. It's, you know, it's flattering. And your guides are like, nah, that's fucked up. Like, that's fucked up, man. Okay, anyway, I think you get the picture. So let's look at your cards for spiritual and personal growth. We have the High Priestess. That makes a lot of sense because we have seen time and time again through this reading that your psychic abilities are strengthening. And we have Never-Ending Story. I feel like the intuitive feeling that this is giving me is that time is gonna start to feel kind of wonky. Like, I don't know if you guys experience this, but it's not like deja vu. It's more like sometimes I feel like I'm living in the past. Like, I don't know if I've ever talked about this in a reading before, but sometimes I feel like somewhere I'm like an old lady on my deathbed and I'm reliving my life right now. So it's like I'm actually my consciousness is actually in the past right now. And I'm somewhere, I'm like the reminiscing of my actual self. I don't know if that makes any sense. Let me know if you ever feel something similar. But your consciousness might start to kind of wander like into the past, into the future, into parallel timelines. Things are getting wonky, things are getting weird, but this is also breaking down the walls of like limiting beliefs for you. I mean, it could be overwhelming sometimes, but overall, this heightening of psychic abilities does seem like a positive thing. For your community and the collective, we have the Death card. And we have Thinker. Okay, I'm taking the Death card kind of literal because I'm thinking about a deceased person who is like relevant in your field or relevant in your community. When I saw Thinker, I was basically thinking of like a great thinker or a notable thinker. So it could be, I mean, it could be so many different things, right? A philosopher, a scholar, a scientist, an artist, a teacher, some kind of great thinker of your field who, oh, maybe that's who you're channeling. That would be so cool. Like who's no longer on Earth, at least for now. They may come back, but they're still very much watching over your collective and helping your collective move forward. Just because they're not here anymore, that doesn't mean that their work is finished or that their passion for your field is finished. I'm guessing this is probably someone that you look up to. And I feel a sense of longing as well. So for some of you, you could sometimes think like, man, I wish I were alive at the same time as this person. Like, I wish I could have like talked to them. I wish I could have interviewed them. I wish I could have worked alongside them. For others of you, this could be someone who was incarnated at the same time as you for a period, and now they're on the other side. And maybe it's like you miss them, or you wish you had met them, or you wish you had more time with them or something like that. But this great thinker, this brilliant mind is still very much operating on Earth, just without the physical vessel. Like their consciousness is still contributing to your collective, and especially like a field that you're passionate about. This was a very kind of out there reading, a lot of spiritual themes, but that's so cool. I'm definitely curious how this resonates with you. So group 3, thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm gonna have linked down below my Instagram, my memberships where you can watch the extended readings that we do every month. You can also watch full-length pick a card readings that are exclusive to the members, and my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release link down below. And if you happen to be in Tokyo on April 26th, I'm gonna be DJing at Womb. So if you wanted to come meet me, come say hi, feel free to DM me on Instagram and I'll share the event details with you. Or you can just show up on the day and say KINO Carry. Either works. But thank you so much for supporting me, my channel, and everything I do. I really appreciate having you here. I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, everyone who appeared in this reading, their higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.